Welcome all at part 2. My name is Anna. I'm here with these two.
It's all two versus two.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the second part of game developers, or KeokeN game developers. Not just like we didn't get to random people from the street. I mean, I'm here though, so never mind. Game developers are watching the speedrun of Deliver Us the Moon. This is part 2 together with me, Anna Lubes. Did I say it right this time? I'm sorry.
It could be better. It was better than the first time though.
Okay, you can say that.
Lubbers.
Amazing. Anna.
Lubbers.
KeokeN 2D artist. And I also have Melin Woodstra, KeokeN game designer. Hi.
Hello, hello. It's actually Woudstra. Can you pronounce that? I was fine with Woodstra. Woudstra?
I am so terrible with people's surnames here, but you could try mine and you would probably fail.
Oh, could you say it once?
Yeah, it's Vdovina.
Verdovna?
Vdovina.
Verdovna?
Yeah, you're kind of bad. Okay, never mind. Okay, and this is how we found out that I'm the only person in the world who's terrible with surnames. Okay, anyway, we're here to, because we had the first part of the game that we watched, and it was like really, really great, and we were hooked up, that we're here for the continuation, right? Yes.
Yes.
Let's
go.
Right, so we're on the surface of the moon, and we are like halfway through this speed run, and we're also very, 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 very much cheering for the person who's doing that, even though it's all pre-recorded and it's all recorded already and it's all happened, but we kind of want to see how it's done. Melin, you said that you were looking forward to a specific part, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to part at the end of the game, Tombow, where there are a lot of security agencies flying around, and I think if you just sprint through that, you're actually gonna get killed. So I'm really curious what the fastest way is to get through that particular encounter.
Right, and can you please tell everybody how you got like so hooked up on watching this speedrun that it was like extremely difficult to stop it?
Wait, come again?
You got like so, because when we start, this is my favorite part where we like rush through. How you get hooked up on watching the speed run, that like you didn't want it to stop.
Oh yeah, because I was so into it, and then you just stop halfway through, and I'm like, I just want to continue watching. What are you doing?
Well, what hosts usually do, which is sad.
Like a commercial break, you know?
Like a commercial break. We could actually put some elevator music at a commercial break, why not? Also, Melin, was that a puzzle where like you had to do something with the colors?
Yes,
was that the one?
You have to line up all the colors to get them all
like
on, so that
half second or something.
Get them all to blue.
Yeah.
It's totally split
and the least amount of presses you have to do to get it right is 4, and there are actually multiple ways to do that.
Right.
So he got 4, or they got 4, so that is the.
Yeah. So they got, so literally you can do it in just 4. So you figure it out and then you do it.
Yeah, it's really funny because as a dev you do play kind of through the entire level to see how everything works, but you can in fact skip the entire level if you know the code up front. So that's what they did, and it's really funny to see you leave Outpost that fast.
Because for me, I also remember that this part was done like way longer in my playthrough.
It was, but if you have the code, you can get there. Like the main thing there is to get the code. You have to go down into the base to get it. But if you know it, then of course you can just proceed.
Yeah, that was probably like the fastest. I didn't even notice like at first because it was done so quickly. I'm like, wait, is that the color puzzle? Done so fast?
It was so fast.
It was extremely fast. It was just like, oh wow.
I do remember in the tunnels, that part we just had,
Yeah.
that I died at that point.
How many times?
I didn't. I wasn't prepared, and then I had to press the button. And I was like, ugh, and then I died already.
I think when I did that part, because this is the level, I think, this is Tombow already, right, Merlin?
This is
Run.
Reynolds.
Reynolds. Okay, right before. Okay,
Reynolds
okay, okay,
crater.
okay. Yeah, but I remember that I was trying to do the hidden Iron Throne, like the hidden bathroom achievement, and which is a story of its own. But I also had I obviously had I think because you need this one for it. Don't
No,
you?
this is the companion cube,
Ah, yeah, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right. This is the companion one.
the
Yeah, very
companion
true.
energy cell
Right.
achievement.
And there is an Easter egg run, right? The achievement
Yeah.
with this one. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
We had one programmer that who works at Rockstar now, by the way. Before he left to go do awesome stuff, his one thing was that he really wanted a Portal achievement in there because he was a big Portal fan. So he made the energy cell companion cube with a little heart on it. You weren't able to see it in the video because he was going by it so fast. But
Right.
there's a little heart on it. It looks a bit like a companion cell, and then you have to take it down to the surface and put it under the tower that is going to collapse in a few minutes.
Right.
And then you get the achievement. And that's actually, I think, the hardest achievement to get in the game. The one that is the rarest.
I think it is the hardest one to get to because you have to time everything, you have to place
Yeah.
things at certain places.
And
Why-
you have to throw the energy cell down here, so you have to shove it
Oh.
over the edge.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So it's down there
Yeah.
so you can pick it up because you cannot go back, right?
Yeah,
There's
no.
no way to go back and and pick it back. But for me, I think the hardest, also one of the hardest to get, which is luckily not an achievement, that hidden bathroom too.
That is definitely, I think, harder to even get as this one, but that was just an Easter egg.
Right, that was just because I think if that was listed as an achievement, people would have tried their best to get it. But because
Yeah.
it wasn't, it was just like an Easter egg, then yeah.
It's good that it wasn't an achievement though, because nobody found it.
No, nobody. No, it's been 3 years, right, after the release, and then still nobody. And I talked to Kevin and Brian, the level designers, and they went ahead and they said, "Do we really want to reveal that? Do we want to?" Because they really, really wanted to keep that hidden because they were
Yeah.
hoping somebody was going to eventually find it.
Yeah.
They said if we just reveal it right now, then nobody's ever, then it's nobody ever has found it.
But we did reveal it, right? You made a video about it?
Yeah, because I had to, I asked for a save because I didn't want to, as much as I loved the rest of them, I didn't want to replay the entire game just to get there. So I sent them, can I have please a save which starts exactly where you have to be with the right energy cell? And they said, yeah, sure, we have everything. So they sent me a save file. And I had to redo it so many times. I think the number of times I went to the save folder and replaced the save file the last one.
Oh man.
Oh, it took me 2.5 hours to get it done.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a long time.
It was kind of, I'm gonna say it was worth it, but also I have to because I do that for work, right? So
True.
but also that was a very questionable pastime because I was is that really it? Oh, this is amazing. Is there any way to
I thought for sure they'd die at the heat waves because that last one was getting really close.
how does the game know when you're dying? Is there a hidden hit points counter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
you've got hit points behind the scenes that just regenerate when you're not taking damage.
Right, so it's probably going to be a cool question, but how many hit points does Rolf possess?
I think it's a really boring number, something like 100 or
You had an opportunity to hide something amazing number, I don't know, it's secretly
Yeah, but this is the logical mind of programmers we're talking about, right?
that is also very, 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 very true. It is amazing.
Oh, my logical mind would put memes everywhere.
I think this is why I also wanted you to be in this stream. Because I'm not sure if you guys know, but Anna is probably a huge walk-in library of memes.
Oh god.
Which is in
It is
my
kind
book,
of true, yeah.
which is in my book I think is it's a really great thing to have.
I reference memes a lot.
again, which is not a bad thing to have, which is great. Just today we were actually talking about, getting like the car ride.
Oh no, you had it
got
right.
it.
Oh, you had it so fast.
Oh, he got out. No.
Oh, this took so much time.
I know.
But they had it much sooner than that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
true.
shame.
Yeah, I got impatient there.
Such a shame.
But then you also kind of like, I also love the mouse movement, how the mouse is
Yeah.
just like go faster, go faster, go
Frustration.
Like we were meant to be a slow game, by the way. That was a decision we made early on.
faster. But in a way, it's really great to just like see it happen in such fast pace.
Yeah, but I
kinda
get that
satisfying.
all the choices we've made now seem really, really slow.
Also, like, I think I fell off this place like a couple of times as well
Oh,
too.
yes, same.
So it was, yeah. It's, I can't, honestly, no, it feels mesmerizing to me because, yeah, as you said, it was meant to be a slower game, a game where you like observe, kind of dive in the environment.
Really take your time also to enjoy the environment and,
Right.
and look for story. And
Right. Also, Moon, it's not endless, right? You cannot just like drive off and just like end up anywhere.
no, it's not endless.
Okay.
The moon landscape, you mean then, right?
Yeah, the moon landscape. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're like driving a rover on the moon,
Yeah.
you cannot just like go and like drive whatever.
Well, here you can't get out anyway because the crater walls are too steep.
Oh.
But the rover is actually connected to the bases.
Yeah.
At least story-wise. So you will get out of range because the rover needs to get his energy somewhere.
Mhm.
So we figured he has his own connection with the bases. So if you go too far, it will just shut down.
Right. So there are like
Stop working.
there are two ways to prevent you from like going there. But did you want people to be able to get out, or was that like a conscious decision?
Yeah, you can get actually pretty far because if you drive the max distance with the rover and then get out and walk the max distance with the amount of oxygen you have, which is 3 minutes,
Yeah.
then you can get pretty far.
Yeah, it's very true.
You can get from Moon Hub to Outpost on in this way easily. We had to test that. If you could,
If you
create blockers or
Yeah.
something. Oh, maybe that's actually a way to skip to the next level. I don't know. Maybe someone could creatively use that.
Wait, so you're saying it's possible right now to just
No,
like
it
go?
shouldn't be possible because we
are
made it impossible. But maybe we missed something. I don't know.
Maybe you missed that one particular spot
Maybe
on the
you
Yeah.
can
map.
exploit it.
But then, so like you go through that like kind of like an invisible wall per se, right? And then you find that one sweet spot that like that kind of works.
Yeah.
I also love how you said we meant for this game to be like slow and chill, and yet we're watching the part where everything is on a timer. It's on a timer, like the oxygen depletion, right? Is also on a timer. So there are
But it
certainly
is a survival game, right? So it also really focuses on the danger of space because there
Right.
aren't no enemies. If it's just a chill game, you will
Right.
not appreciate the chill.
right. That's very true. Anna, I have a
Yeah.
question for you that I don't think I ever asked you. Would you go to space? Would you want to go to space, like as a real astronaut?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Because I think space is really beautiful, but also very scary. What if I end up there and just can't go back?
Yeah.
What if oxygen depletes? That's why I'm also scared of like scuba diving, because I'm really scared that oxygen will run
Yeah.
out and I'm stuck there.
This claustrophobic then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I could handle space. Although it's beautiful.
So, but like if you could like be made sure that it's a two-way trip, that it's going to be like for just only 2 days, there is no way the oxygen runs out. Would you go?
If it 100% I would survive it, yes.
Right. Millen, what about you? Would you go?
Yes and no. I think it would be amazing, but I'm also a bit claustrophobic. I really need open spaces, open air. I love being outside, and I just wouldn't be able to live in the ISS for 6 months. That I mentally just that does not fit with me. So if that is like cryo sleep and you wake up on the planet and then you can go everywhere, then that would be awesome. I would do that. Yeah, that would be awesome. But if it's the current thing, like you have to go to, I don't know, the moon or Mars, and you have to be days on end in a very small space with multiple people, that is not for me, I think.
I am just thinking of that one man who spent 1 full year on the ISS. Did like a 365-day trip there just to be part of the experiment for long-way journeys, because we're aiming for Mars, both with our next game delivers Mars and, you know, in general society these days. So they wanted to find the impact on a human body because you are exposed to radiation even on board the ISS. What does it do to you being in space in like 0G and, you know, radiated for a year?
Yeah.
Which
respect.
I think, mad respect, right?
Yeah.
Also mad respect for his lovely wife who was waiting for him back on Earth, because imagine. Yeah.
1 year is a long time.
It is a very, very, very long time. Oh, we've made it to Tombow. Oh, I have.
Here we go.
This is where it gets real. Oh, I'm excited. This is really great.
So far, I'm pretty happy about us doing our job.
Yeah.
You mean in terms of no exploits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And does it make you want to leave a tiny little bit exploit and deliver us Mars somewhere so that people could use it and then...
Would be funny though.
Right? And
If they break the game, like really skip a level, it's like, oh, we didn't see that coming.
On one hand, it would be amazing and it would be an amazing content. On the other hand, kind of also want to have a working game, right?
It would break my developer heart, you know.
Oh, okay. Everybody watching, do not break Anna's developer heart. Please don't do it. Also, Melinda, remember we had a conversation where I asked you something about like what's like not the most amazing thing about being the game developer, and you mentioned that it's not being able to play video games. Because like you see video games like from the game developer's point of view. How like is it always? Can you like not fully get immersed into the experience?
Yeah, I have a really tough time playing narrative games. So other game genres I'm doing a bit better,
Right.
but narrative games is actually really it's like they're spectacles in this way. Oh, maybe we can do that something similar. Or then it's like, oh no, wait, I'm here to chill. I'm here to just do a hobby. But you can shut that part off.
Right. And then what about you? Do you have that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends. If there's like something really sticking out,
Right.
like I don't know, like a model which is not properly, you know, skinned or something,
Right.
or then I'm like, that looks really weird, and they didn't do this right or that right, and then.
You used to also really have it on the art side of things. I really have it on the design side of things.
Yes, art, definitely. Like, oh, this looks nice, or I could do this, and you know, take inspiration from it.
Right.
But I also sometimes have those moments where I get really immersed in games. If it really has a good storyline, then I can just, you know, be sucked into it.
Yeah, then just enjoy it and have a good time.
This is really fast.
Really?
Damn.
I
The
got
jumping.
stuck.
Oh, the first time, everything. Wow.
I got stuck here because I didn't know where to go.
Yeah, the jump in seemed to be like, I mean, for me, I am like seeing this and it feels so smooth, as if it's like, this is the way it's supposed to be, you know? Like, is there any other way to do it, right? So smooth though.
So fast. It took me like, I think 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh no, that. Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a shortcut, definitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're supposed to go straight through.
Oh, okay.
Fast.
This was just like the fastest thing ever, but I'm also so mesmerized by it. I love watching it. It's really great. We get into a really cool part, I think, too.
Yes.
I'm just looking for that specific power cell. that is haunted my dreams. When I recognize it, I'm gonna be like Leo DiCaprio from that meme with the glass.
Yeah.
That's this.
We're coming up on, I think, the hardest part of the game. To speed run, in any case.
Oh yeah, but like,
Oh,
would
I'm
you,
very curious. Yeah.
would you say it's also the hardest part of the game, like in general, if you're not trying to speedrun that?
I think one of the hardest, yeah, along with the reactor at the end.
Yeah.
But the reactor is also very fun to speedrun because we found some, like Kevin and Brian,
Yeah.
they owned that part. They had all the fastest ways, and I'm really excited to see what this speedrunner has been doing with that.
Me too, because I also struggled with that. It's also, oh, this part.
This
Let's
part.
go.
Oh, this
This part.
part. Oh, the memories of this part. I was also so lost here. Because I'm like, which way do I go? Do I go back? Do I go there?
Yeah, this space ended up way more complicated than it started out to be.
But I also,
It's a bit of a, yeah,
But
bit of a
also-
complicated message.
yeah. But I also feel like it's so cool at the same time. You see it and you're like, ah.
I think this area has one of the best atmospheres
Mhm.
in the game. Like the beautiful red, orange and blue juxtaposition here. I just
Right.
love that when, because the light was red. Nice.
Oh, oh, you oh.
Sometimes when you get hit, you won't make that jump.
Right.
And I didn't know you could jump right over
Oh, he
that.
is getting.
It is getting out though. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I
he
didn't
gonna
know
do
you
it?
could jump over the barricade like that.
He did make it.
Nice.
this is so what?
I thought he was gonna die. To be fair.
Same.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. What? I have so many questions of like how that was done. There were also like perfectly timed hits. I feel like
Yes.
in like when and how you want to do that. Because I think they got hit and then they waited and then jumped and they got hit again and then ran away.
It is actually, I think, impossible to die from just one security exit.
Oh really?
Oh.
So like if it's just one, but like even
Yeah.
if it hits you
If it-
repeatedly, it's possible, right?
Yeah, because it will not hit you. It has a cooldown on the fire
Right.
ring, and the cooldown is bigger than, so your health will always regenerate
Oh,
more.
he's gonna do it again.
But, oh yeah, you can't get hit by two, because then you die.
Okay. So this is a shortcut. Yeah, you're not supposed to jump over the barricade.
No, you're supposed to jump, or at least the way it was designed is to
Yeah.
jump on top of this.
Mm.
Right.
It's really hard to make any of the jumps if you are being fired at. These
Whoa.
are skills then.
He's making a run for it.
If that
There.
was the first try, if there was like no deaths, that would have been.
Yeah.
That would have been. I think we counted like some little bits and pieces here and there, like
Yeah,
certain
that it
deaths.
could be faster, yeah.
I think that it could be like saved like I think 3 minutes total by that time. Like you could even do it faster. Okay, I am impressed. I am super impressed by that part with the security drones. It was just like
I'm at the edge
Yeah.
of my seat here. I'm really wondering how this is gonna pan out.
Yeah.
And how long did it take you to get past the security drones?
Oh.
Did it take you long? Were
Oh,
they-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
was
fine.
so invested in the
I know, I
game.
know, I know, I know. It's fine. It's fine.
I think I took my time
Right.
and I was learning their patterns
Right.
so I could avoid them.
Oh,
I think maybe I died once or I didn't die.
right.
But it took me some time because I was just patient.
So you would be good at stealth, you say?
I love stealth games.
Really? You have the patience
Like
with them?
I'm that kind of person, like I don't know, Assassin's Creed or something. If I get
Right.
spotted, I'm gonna restart the mission.
I do that too.
Okay, so I think that explains a lot because I think this is the reason why you two are making games. And I'm the one who is like spends time talking on the camera most of the time because I never have the patience for that. Never. Never ever. I cannot do stealth. I can like do it for 5 minutes and then I'm just like, screw it. And
Fuck it, I'm just gonna go.
Exactly, and I'm just gonna go like guns blazing, etc. Yeah, this is the thing. Like in Wolfenstein 2, I think they introduced stealth part, which was like very like a weird concept for a Wolfenstein game, which is like a lot of shooting. But they said, hey, if you do it stealthily, there are certain people who you can just like easily kill, eliminate.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah, come on. I was always just there. Just like, hello. But yeah, I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed as well. And as much as I'm trying to be stealthy, they always see me because they're like extremely smart. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess we're fighting, you know.
Sometimes it feels unfair and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
It's like I did my best, come on.
Right. Another thing that I wanted to say about this speed run, it's so unusual for me to see Deliver Us the Moon without all of the lore part. So like
Yeah, I have the same thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Like my instant version. Oh yeah, there's cannibal. Oh, a hologram. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. You need to watch it. Go back.
You have to
it's
go
like,
back, come on.
yeah, it's like, how about this room? Wait, there's some like really cool stuff in that room.
Yeah, you can find this here. Just turn the corner.
Right? Or like, you know, like you can read this part and they're actually about to show you something very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is also the part with the floaty ducks.
Damn, no flashlight.
It's so dark.
Yeah, how do you know where to go?
I think.
This is also no flashlight. Like
What?
Well,
How did?
how many times did they have
Yeah.
to replay this?
I mean, is it that tight that you don't even have the time to press
F for
the...
flashlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think true speedrunners need to know. I think if you like could wake up the
Yeah.
person up and then, hey, how do you navigate through the flooded area in Tombau? They're like, okay, left, right, and then left again, and then you go forward for like 10
Wow.
exact steps, 3 jumps, and then you're there.
It doesn't slow you down, right? Using the flashlight.
No, don't.
Yeah, because like you don't really like hold it in
Yeah.
your hands, right, to move. You can still run and do your thing.
Yeah, it's not like -5 movement speed.
With yeah, I mean it would be fun. This was so precisely put and so fast as well too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had to redo that.
Yeah, me too.
When
I
I
also
played it.
I also had like a lot of time to figure out what is needed of me.
Hmm.
I'm like, wait, okay, where do I?
Like, where do I go?
Yeah. Okay, we have the flashlight now though.
Oh, he's using it.
In one go? Can you do the one go?
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Oh.
That was some very precise positioning.
Mm.
Okay, this is the place.
Oh, we put so much love into the hologram. Go back, go watch it.
I really like this place. This had a
Yeah, this part as well. I also like probably one of the most emotional cutscenes happening here
Yes.
as well too. The holograms, I mean. Yeah.
yes, my heart, my soul.
Anyway, don't want to get DMC. Yeah, it's also very true. But sometimes you also like place Rolf when the hologram is playing. And because of the angles, you can sometimes just like see him just standing there, like watching it too, which is like,
No.
which is, like, really good. There you are. Hi. Oh my goodness, the amount of time I
Yes,
spent with that energy cell. Oh,
Traumatized.
I am. I'm seeing it right now, and I'm like, oh, I should have named it. I should have named it big time. So the coolest, one of my favorite thing about Deliver Us the Moon as a player is the amount of Easter eggs placed in the game. Of like how many of there. And have you found any?
I don't recall. I don't think I have. I don't think I have.
Right.
Like the things you described, I never found those.
You never found the rubber ducks?
No.
It's
never-
time to replay.
Did you find a rubber duck in the office? There is a rubber, like a Remco, the rubber duck is Remco's brainchild.
Oh my god. No, I haven't found those.
And when we moved here, he put a rubber duck somewhere
Oh,
here.
that is cute.
Wait, you're saying there's a rubber duck somewhere in the office
Yes,
right now?
there is, yes.
And it's just
Is it
There.
At least
hidden?
I think it's somewhat hidden, yeah. I think it's still there.
Oh, that is funny. That's like a real Easter egg. Real life.
now I want to go on the treasure hunt in the office, just like in the search for a rubber duck.
Yeah.
This is really great. Millen, what are some of your favorite Easter eggs in Moon?
Well, the top one is is the Game of Thrones toilet on the,
Yeah.
because that one is just awesome.
Right.
But Kevin and Brian put so much stuff in, and they were just, they never tell anyone, and then they're just waiting for people to find them.
Oh,
Even,
then
even,
also just-
even people who are like working on the game as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, even
Wow.
the rest of the crew.
I think this is the best way to do it because this is the true Easter egg, right? It's like you either discover
yes.
it or, you know, it's like it is what it is.
I thought about doing that as well in my art. Just putting smiley faces in hidden places.
I was about to ask you if you actually doing something like that for Mars.
I think I did it in some concept art. Just really small smiley face.
Just somewhere there. But for me also, like, I really love it, and I think you should totally do it. Just like place like little Easter eggs for people to find, because sometimes you just like not look for it, but like accidentally stumble upon something, and you're like, oh, this is probably from there.
Oh, he running.
Oh, this part. Is he just gonna run in one go? Okay.
Oh,
But I think
he's
you could run
going
in one
for
go.
it. Oh, no, he's waiting.
Yeah, you have to wait for a
Yeah.
shot here, otherwise you're not gonna make it.
Oh, but he wants to.
I know.
Yeah, he wants to.
Oh, I love it. Oh, this part was so impossible with the energy cell that you have to like carry. It's really insane. It's so much better when you can just like run.
This could have been faster.
How?
You can actually keep running here,
Yeah?
and then you will be in the middle between two pillars at
Right.
once. But you can get hit once and not die.
Right?
So if you then continue, you could do another 1.5, and
Yeah.
then you will have done 3 in the time of 2 blasts.
Oh, so this. I like it.
Nah.
So instead of waiting for just like one hit, yeah, you can just like you get hit in the middle and then you make it through like another one.
Yeah. So if it
Yeah.
blows out, you have to wait at the start. Then you
Right.
can do 1.5. You get damaged for sure, but you won't
Right.
die from it.
Yeah.
Then you can continue, and then you do have to wait, but
Right.
you'll just make it barely. And then you can just continue on to the end, I think, from the top of my head.
This is
Because then you
good.
can get hit again without
Right.
dying.
Okay, so
Okay,
there's
I'm excited for this part.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is skills. Oh yeah, now wait here, and you can jump over. Nice.
you cannot just rush this part, right? Though you have to wait, otherwise.
We're about to see.
Nah, you have to.
I
do it
think if
very
you were
patient.
really quick,
Yeah.
you could have made that jump on top of it before, but I'm not sure anymore. But this is definitely the fastest way to do it, so it's pretty cool.
It's just so tense to watch it.
Mhm.
Just looking at.
And the
her.
sounds and music is also ominous.
I know, it also like almost like muffled, right? Because you
Mhm.
know you're kind of like in the vacuum and everything.
Yeah.
Also, was this part fun to make? Because like those are like massive moving objects as well.
I think tech found it a little less fun for performance,
Right? Right.
but the designers had a blast with it.
Right. Sometimes you just have to make it difficult for tech a little bit.
And that was where you needed to put the energy cell in.
Yes, yes. And then you had to go back, and this is where it was. Yes.
Not stopping for oxygen. Ooh.
Oh. Wait, no, they like never stopped for a single time for
Yeah.
like recharging, right? Because they're like
Mhm,
recharging
true.
stations.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
I mean, you gotta go fast. You cannot recharge.
20 seconds.
Yeah, apparently you can also make it in that time.
What? That was so smooth.
Must-
NPT overloaded. NPT overloaded. NPT overloaded. NPT overloaded.
No.
No. Roll.
Not again.
Not again, man.
I cannot cry. Not on this video.
No tears left.
If I cry, I'm just gonna put like a huge yellow smiley emoji over my face. Inedited. Hopefully, I don't have to.
In one version, we actually had that Ace would die as well.
What? What?
Yes, Ace would die.
Oh.
But actually, the reactions to that weren't like the reactions to that was really, really intense when we play tested that one.
I would have said, because like my first impulse when you said we made a version where Ace died, I would have been like, you monster.
Yes.
So basically you didn't do that because the public was pretty much saying, hey, no, you cannot make Ace die. This is not how it goes.
Yeah, but also the last scene
Yeah.
hits because Ace is still alive and is there to
Right.
watch over Sarah and
Right.
you know, it's through him actually that
Yeah.
you kind of feel Rolf's death.
Right. That's very true too. Also this part when like he's almost passing out, right? But like needs to do this like one final thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, oh my heart, I have goosebumps. This is so
No.
dramatic. Oh. I love it. It's very cinematic and it's the coolest
Yeah.
thing ever.
I also love how they're so conscious about the way they point their camera.
Right.
Like every time the camera is already where it needs to
Yeah.
sort of go before the action can take place.
Right.
Connection with Earth established.
Oh.
Oh,
Massive
he skipped it.
goosebumps. Of course you have to. And it's speedrun. Oh. It's so easy. It's so easy to forget with Deliver Us the Moon, like especially when the cutscenes are going that you're like in a game and now watching a movie. Well, like instantly got like sucked in, and then it stops like ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, we were doing the thing.
Like I was ready for it and like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, now we're gonna see the cool ending.
Right. Honestly, it's like I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I love Shrek so much, and there's everybody knows it by now.
You don't
But-
say.
You don't say. But there is a meme on the internet with all of the Shrek trilogy in 25 seconds.
What?
There is a video.
What?
All of the Shrek trilogy in like 25 seconds, I think.
Can you follow it though?
Yes.
or is it-
Yeah. It's just like screenshots that are quickly going one through the other, like in a GIF way.
Yeah.
And then you instantly can follow the story. Like you know exactly what's happening.
Wow.
It's so bizarre. It's like speedrun of Shrek.
And it's a trilogy. It's not like one movie.
No. It's like all of the movies and everything.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
There,
Oh,
there
there's
what?
Sarah.
Yeah, there's Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Bye, Rolf.
No.
I know, he going.
But it's like so emotional because he's right there. And Sarah's right there. I cannot watch this. I'm just gonna.
No.
It gets me every single time.
Even in a speed run.
I think especially in the speed run because it took me like through the range of emotions in such a short time. Then by the time I'm here, I'm like, oh no. you can't do this to us, Moon. Aww.
Not again.
Music too. Sandra did such a good work on that.
We actually had a big discussion about this,
Right.
about the music for this part, because there were two sides actually,
Right.
where we wanted to. The one side wanted to accentuate a movement of Ace, where he kind of goes into the dock,
Yeah.
and the other wanted to do more with Rolf saying goodbye, and we couldn't decide. So in
Also,
the end,
I'm sorry, Melanie, you
So-
can finish it, but like, see, the timer stopped exactly when Rolf stopped. Isn't it like so symbolic and
oh my
dramatic?
god, I didn't even notice that.
Did you see that? Like, when it stops, the timer also stopped as well.
That's so poetic.
Aw. Yeah, sorry, continue. Yeah, so like you had a thing where.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
we actually looked to the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
music that they use for that,
Yeah.
and Sander actually made it hit for both of the moments. He figured out how to do that, so that is really cool.
This is so great. Okay, we're done. What do you think? That's the speed run. 1 hour, 19 minutes, 87, what is that, milliseconds?
Yes.
So yeah, what do you think? How was it?
An emotional roller coaster.
Thank you everybody for being here with us and for watching this amazing speed run. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you Anna and Malin for joining me today.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, I wanted to do this for a very long
Thank you
time.
for
and
having
we
us.
Finally could do that. Thank you to the person who did this beautiful speed run. Well done. And yeah, thank you for being with us. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, follow us for more amazing content. Because we totally qualify and we're cool. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.